What is up, Panic Squad? It is finally time for the deck profile for my Krakatuga Burn list. This was the list that I pre-made. What? Well, I did pre-make it, but no, this is the list that I played during one of the premieres. You can actually see on the live stream how I failed and went against my worst matchup there. But this is the deck profile for Krakatuga Burn. This is a very succinct, very close-knit deck. Doesn't have a lot of side options. Doesn't really have those options at all if you think about it. But we got our 3 Krakatuga and our 3 Eruption. That is our end goal. That is our end game. We will burn out our opponent and we will destroy cards in order to do so if we have to. Then I have 3 Boltuga. Boltuga is the best searcher for Eruption right now, and being able to bring it back from Underworld. I had a turn during the premiere, and I've also had other turns during other games that I've played where I've quadruple Eruptioned with Boltuga, getting the Eruption from Underworld. That is just such a great move. And then to get into an easy Krakatuga, we've got 3 Tadpuff. And then, probably for the first time on one of the premiere streams, we had PanicSquad playing, searching out specifically Tadpuff, and there's 1 or 2 other cards in here that PanicSquad will search out, and I will discuss them when we get to them. And then we have No Stone Unturned. No Stone Unturned searches out Boltuga. It searches out Krakatuga. It searches out Lavalith, which is in the side deck. So this is all... This is 18 cards. And this is the entire engine of the deck. With these 18 cards, you have everything you need, which is almost 50% of the entire deck is the engine. A lot of decks have multiple engines, like you've got the Earth package, you've got the Thunder package that go into all these different decks. I think with Firestorm, we're going to have that Water package, especially with the new Galaxy champion, which I'm trying to figure out how to put into this deck, because lo and behold, we do have, in fact, a Galaxy in here. We do have Galaxy. Galaxy meshes very well with Krakatuga, getting that swapping of stats. This is the other search for PanicSquad, along with 2 Eddies and a Dratagua. Now, if I was going to rebuild this, these 3 cards are gone and the new Galaxy is in there. But I don't really see myself rebuilding this anytime soon. So that sums it up for our Elestrals and our engine. And then the rest is either Invoke Power, Destruction, Searching, or Countering. So I put a lot of counter power into this deck, because it has no big guys. It really doesn't. Krakatuga is big on the field when it sits, but it's able to get taken out by Eddie. Galaxy would hurt this if it's in defense, so it's not really the best defensive or attacking guy. It is good in defense, I will say that. But we've got the counter power, the shields, the tsunamis, the PTAs, the Gorgon's Gazes. Again, there will be updates to this deck eventually. And then searching out, this helps get those other pieces that you might be missing. That's why there's 2 Nogs in here, which really rounds out to 20. So half the deck is either the engine or searching for the engine. Earthquake, I'm already running Earth Spirits, resting on your laurels. I found that helps a lot. And Ambrosia is always necessary. It's really necessary when you consider the Spirit package that we're doing. So we got 1 Wind Spirit for the PanicSquad, 5 Earths. These work for our Boltuga. What I have found best is to, when I ascend Boltuga into another Boltuga, which I've done so many times, it's not even funny, but I will use a Water Spirit to ascend it, so that way I still get the effect of the 1 Earth and expend less, trying to make the most of the spirits on field. And then we've got 7 and 7. 7 fire, 7 water. We need 7 fire exactly, 1 to ascend into a Krakatuga, and then 6 for the triple eruptions or for the Krakatuga effect. And then water is our most usable spirit type in the deck. The spirit deck is very tight. I will be upfront and honest about that. And if you don't know how the engine runs, it gets even tighter. So this is a deck that I have spent hours pouring into, getting it to where it runs succinctly, where it runs well, and getting the spirit math to where it is just right, to where if I have to do something, I can do it. And there's ways to work around. I have had the best starting hand that I ever had, and this was against a Moorfrost deck, but I have legitimately this is the luckiest I've ever been. This was my starting hand: Ambrosia, Triple Eruption, and Boltuga. That was one of those times where I did utilize the quadruple eruption strategy, which is hilarious to do as the very first thing you do. But again, the spirit math is extremely tight. This is a deck that if you want to play this deck, you're wanting to run the full engine and nothing else. I sided this deck once, an entire 8-hour Premier tournament. Yeah, I only sided once, and I didn't even side in the Lavalith. I sided in Spoiled Fruit. And you know what? It was hilarious because it won me a game, because I Spoiled Fruited Ambrosia when someone pulled off their last Elestral, because they had no spirits anymore, pulled off their last Elestral to Ambrosia, and I just Spoiled Fruited right then and there, and that won me the game. I do have Toxiswarms. These really are if I'm trying a different strategy of burning. I never used them. Poison Tunic I also never used because I realized this is not very much an attacking deck. There's an extra Eddy, 2 more wind, and 2 more fire. If I was siding anything for the majority of the times that I played, it was the 2 fire spirits. That is about the only thing other than the Spoiled Fruit that I ever sided playing this, because it is a very tight strategy. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. If you're going against a fire deck, just concede. That's what I learned, but still had fun playing it out. And then this is great. I built this deck originally to combat Blistrix, because any kind of burn deck goes great against Blistrix, and this burns so much. At locals, there was a round where I was playing against one of the guys there, and he made some bad decisions, and he was playing a Pantera deck, and I got to burn and attack in for 15 spirits in one turn. So that was a fun day, but that doesn't always happen, and I'm aware it doesn't always happen. I've been really lucky with this deck. I've been not so lucky with this deck, but it is a fun deck for me to play. And if you're interested in it, here's the deck profile. Peace out, Panic Squad.